Hey everybody, my name is Chad and I'm one of the maintainers of P2P. And as I had mentioned in my talk earlier, I'm going to be showing you this tool that I've created called create-libp2p app, which essentially just helps users get started by generating and scaffolding all of the boilerplate code needed to run two JSLib2p nodes to communicate with each other based on a set of questions that the tool asks to give you the correct network configuration. Because, as I'd mentioned earlier in the talk, one of the main observations I've had is that many consumers actually start off on the wrong footing in regard to their network configuration in their P2P nodes, and that leads to a plethora of other issues down the road that they have to keep patching. And so, based on a set of questions that the CLI tool will prompt you, my hope is that it will generate the correct node with the correct network setup that you intend to work with. So let's jump right into it. So I'm actually going to open up my terminal here and I'll just CD into my desktop just so that we can see the code that's being generated quite easily. So I'm going to go ahead and run npx create libp2p app. And I'm just going to make sure I'm using the latest version, which at the time of this recording is version 1.10. You probably don't need to add this latest tag, but I'll just do it because I've been testing out different versions locally. And so it's going to ask me what's the name of your project. It defaults to my P2P project, so I'll work with the default for now. It says what kind of connection are you trying to do? Connect to a private peer or a public peer? I'll go with the public for now. And then what type of environment are you trying to operate in? Of course, just P2P, its competitive edge is that it operates in the browser. And so we can obviously do browser connections, but for now, I'll just stick to Node. And we're going to select how do we intend to go about discovering pairs. Pair discovery is often a topic where there's a lot of nuance, and so persons may misinterpret or often over-engineer what they need. If we're going for a local network, then MDNS would suffice, for instance. So I'm just going to click local network here, but you can of course select multiple environments. And how do we intend to send messages between peers? What kind of pub sub model are we looking at? So I'm just going to go with a one-to-one basis for the purposes of this demo, but of course you could select the other ones. And it's going to go ahead and create the template files and install the dependencies for us. So we'll wait. I was actually inspired by Create React App and also another tool that I've used more recently in the company that I work for called Create Fuels. So yeah, feel free to check those out. I'm sure we'll drop those links in. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and follow the instructions that have been generated here. So we'll go ahead and run npm run start listener by cding into the project. So let's cd into my libp2p project and let's start up a listener. So as you can see, the node's listening on one of these two pairs here. I'm actually going to open up another terminal, and then I'm going to actually start up the dialer. So if we run npm run start dialer, it's going to go ahead and it's also listening on two addresses as well, but it gives me a prompt to enter the multi-address that I want to dial. And so these two are actually listening on these two addresses here. So I'll just enter one of these. And we can see we've connected to that pair here, which is ending with OQ4. And if we look here, you see EU OQ4, right? That's a pair ID. And so yeah, we can start sending messages between these two pairs. So it launches a little demo chat app. So we can say, hey, how's it going? And if we look in the other node, we see that this message came in. It says, I'm doing great. Testing out create the P2P app. And you can see here, we receive that message. So, this, the hope of this is that people will, uh, be guided by the code that's generated here. Um, let's actually take a look at that code right now. So, if we open it up, we can see that the dialog that's been generated here imports in the P2P config, and we have a stream here that communicates between the two. We have this shared config between the two that the dialer and listener both use with our respective transports, pair discovery, services, connection encryptor, and stream muxers. And yeah, we have the listener that creates a node and listens. So I hope this was helpful, and definitely open to contributions. I'm sure there are probably bugs in it, so feel free to create an issue. We'll drop a link in the description, and yeah, check out the repo. And looking forward to collaborating with the rest of the community. Thanks.